Are you obsolete? I'll repeat that. Are you obsolete? Now, for some people, this has been a very discouraging part of their lives through this recession. The recession actually started about 3 to 4 years ago, but for many, it hit them in 2007, for others 2008, for others 2009, and we can foresee for 2010 and 2011 for some who may go through this several times during that period. That is, they'll have one job and then another job and then another job. And as a result, they are confronted with the question, what am I doing? What's my purpose here? So you have to think back on when you were looking at your first jobs and you started developing your career. You had to think through, or hopefully you thought through, and you better start thinking about it now, what is my career? Few people do that, at least not honestly with themselves, and not several times over a span of time. They see themselves in a job, much like their parents had, and they would expect, well, I'm going to be at this the next 10, 15, 20 years, 25, 30 years. Now, this myth went around for some time, several years ago, saying at first, well, you're going to have 7 jobs in your career. Then it became 11 jobs. Then it became 15. And then the next 2 or 3 years, it may run up to be 20 times. Who knows? But the reality is, the only person that has control of that, true control, is you. Now, you may have several positions in a company or several companies, but what will be your career? The career, I don't think, in my opinion, is going to be limited to just where you are to earn money. It's going to be what you do that makes sense to you, that helps you grow professionally and personally, something you like, hopefully, but hope is not always the best thing. You have to know what you want. You have to work at it. So what is it that you really want to get out and do? And and like your parents' time and your grandparents' time in particular, you can't expect the organizations to look out for you. It was not true back then, but people believed that that's what the role of the organization was to look out for them, like government, to take care of them, to protect them through hell and high water. But in the times that we're going to live through the next 10, 15, 20 years for many, and those who are still working, as many people will live past the traditional retirement age into their 70s, perhaps into their 80s, for economic and social reasons, mental health reasons as well, we'll find that people are going to have to redefine what career is. And managers are going to have to think through what that means for their respective companies, and not only just for themselves as managers. What will it mean when you have employees who are thinking about, okay, I'm here, what am I getting out of this job? Now comes the other tricky question. What are the companies getting out of you? What are you doing for them on a given day? Are you becoming obsolete? Have you found yourself comfortable where you're at? Did you put all your work in the first year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and then say, hey, I've arrived. I can coast now. I don't have to do anything else. I'll let those other guys down below do it. I paid my dues. Well, dues paying never ends in this world today, because organizations are finding out they need 100% from everyone all the time. No one can retire on the job, because that's just not going to be tolerated. If you have all this experience, you have all these abilities, people are going to expect more from you. More creativity, more productivity, more innovation. They're not going to push that downward to say, well, that's just for those grunts down below. You're a manager now. You don't have to work as hard. All you do is just kind of push people around and have them do it and go play golf or so forth. That day is gone. Companies, small and large, are going to expect more from individuals. And it means there is no longer, to repeat myself here, there's no longer paying your dues as it has been practiced in the past. It means that you have to really produce every day. You come in, you sit down, you see what your teams need, and you work with them. They don't work for you. You work with your teams to make sure The work is being done. It's being done creatively, productively, efficiently, and more importantly, effectively. You're doing what needs to be done for the clients and for the company. And that's how organizations will survive and succeed. The bureaucracy is also evolving in that way. It is looking at how will people do their work? What will it demand of management? And so on. Again, there's nothing inherently bad about bureaucracy as a concept, so forth. It's what people do with the bureaucracies. Remember, 99% of bureaucracy is people. If they're lazy and so forth, then they make the bureaucracy what it is. But there's always a bureaucracy inside of a bureaucracy, and what does that larger bureaucracy demand of people? How does it manage them? What are the expectations set for people? And we also have to remember that if we see a decline in an organization, it means it's been learned by the employees and management. And if people feel that people up above don't care, the people down below will not care.